Hey everyone, hope everybody's had a good day. I want to jump back on here and do another video. Like I said, still not feeling well, just trying to make it through this junk. I want to also send out a thanks. I did get your name, Sean E. I got me 10 coffees, and Jamie, I think it's Luber, got me 40 coffees. And like I said, thank you for helping with the Jews. And both of you have done a remarkable job with the coffees in the last 2 weeks. I mean, you two have been amazing. Thank you very much. You've definitely helped a lot of Jewish people with food on their table, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate all the super stickers and stuff like that here on YouTube. So I appreciate all that. I don't ask anybody for that stuff. They just do it, and, I appreciate it. I want to get on here. We're talking about Israel. A lot of people was asking me about that in the messages today. And I've always said, if you want to know what's going on and what to look forward to, you look towards Israel. Well, it came out on February the 28th that Iran had 12 days to create something that we all hope they don't ever get their hands on. We all know what that is. But I do believe they will get it, because I do believe this will happen. But I also believe Israel will make a run at them anytime. Now, if we go to that day, that would end up on the 11th of March. So that's, how many times things end up on the 11th, like 9/11. Always so many things happen on the 11th. I don't think it's coincidence that we see 11/11 all the time. So, what do I see happening? For the longest amount of time, I even talked to Bonnie about this, I have seen a case, and we can go by scripture, that a smaller war will break out before the tribulation. Now, I do believe it'll be right in the beginning or when we're out of here, but I do believe Israel will flatten these countries. It's in the Bible. Jordan, Iran, and all these places. I think Israel's going to flatten them. Now, is that now? Could possibly be, because I don't think they're going to allow Iran to do this, because Iran's pretty much told them what they're going to do with it. So I don't believe they're going to allow that to happen. So that's something that we have to set, and that could set all this stuff off, because we do know that Iran is now in it with Russia, and could cause a lot of stuff to get off and out of control very quickly. That's why the Lord has us watching these events. And I do believe this is the month that everything, the chaos, is going to assume, and it's going to scare a lot of people in the world. These are the events the Lord told us would come. And I'm telling you, it's only a matter of time, just like in North Korea. It's just a matter of time before somebody opens Pandora's box and you can't put it back in. And there's too many people biting at a bit to do that. We come out yesterday talking about we need to create more of these horrible weapons to outnumber everybody in the world's weapons. That come out of the United States side of the house the other day. Then China comes out today calling us a threat, and we're trying to suppress them. So all these events are in the Bible, every bit of it. The world is ready for war, and we know that the war will take place, because I have seen it. Do I know who fires the first shot? No, I do not. I've suspected who it is, or who it is, or there are many involved, but it will happen. And people think today that the United States is just, it cannot happen to the United States. It won't happen, but I'm here to tell you it will, because I've seen it. And every American will be completely and utterly caught off guard and won't see it coming. That's why we have this channel, so you will know it's coming. And I think we're in the days that we're going to see this happen. With Israel, with Iran, that might start this whole thing off, and then everything will just kind of fall into place. So definitely keep your eyes up on Israel and what happens in Iran. And so many other things like what's going on in Europe right now. Eventually, everybody is going to figure out what we know and that we're ahead of all this stuff that's happening. And everybody's going to aim for us instead of doing all these little proxy wars. That's what I do believe I saw happen. That everybody figured it out. Hey, if we just take this person out, we don't have to deal with this anymore. And I think that's what's going to happen. And yeah, you can't fight on 4 different continents and expect to win. When your military's been depleted over wokeness, which I've always said, it is the Antichrist. And it's destroyed our military, it's destroyed our government, it's destroyed everything. But when you take God out of everything, that's what happens. You bring Lucifer in, and everything falls to crap. As long as you have God at the helm, everything goes smoothly. You prosper. You don't have God, you don't have nothing. And this nation has fallen upon its face and it's been an avalanche. They brought in all these evil spirits, and they're worshiping in them, and they've put God out. And that's where we're at. And God's not going to spare it this time. How do we know that? Because I've seen it. And He's told us He's coming back. So we're seeing the downfall of, in my opinion, one of the greatest nations ever formed. And it was. As long as we had God at the helm, we prospered like no other nation. We've helped the world. But corruption, greed, and just letting the devil come in and let it all fall to him has been the demise, just like every great power that's ever been upon the earth. They come and they fall. And we're witnessing this in real time of this nation's fall, and it will fall. I've already seen it. A lot of people won't believe that, and they won't believe it all the way up till it happens. I'm telling you, because I already know, because I've already seen it. They will completely be in denial all the way to the last minute. My helicopter's back. But just don't be afraid that the events that are coming in the next couple of weeks will be pretty frightening. But don't fear them. Be ready to help those who need it, especially your family members, children. Because that's why we're here. That's why we're preparing. Because we know we're going home. The ones that won't believe, won't come around, there's nothing you can do for them. Just pray for them. But like I said, you're witnessing the end. How close are we? I saw lilies, and they are already here. Full bloom. They last about 6 weeks from what me and Bonnie come up with last night. So there's a reason why God showed me that Easter lily. I call them Easter lily. They're called daffodils. But they last about 6 weeks. So why did He show me that? There's a reason. And I know it wasn't for naught. So I do believe, that doesn't mean that's the rapture. It just means that everything's going to fall apart this time. I don't know, because I don't know the date. It's not telling me. I'm not one of those that tell you the date. I don't know the date. Never spoke it to me. But I do believe He's given me a roadmap to it. And I believe, because it says in the Bible, if you're watching for the rapture, you'll see the rapture. You'll know it's going to happen. Because you won't know, you won't come as a thief in the night. That's why I said the rapture is different from the second coming. The second coming is the thing that He talks about. You won't know the day and the time. That is not the rapture. It's not the rapture. A lot of Christians and a lot of people get that wrong. He's talking to the Jews, and that's about the tribulation. The rapture you will know before it happens, because you'll see it. You'll know everything that's happening right before. You're going to see the clouds open up. The graves are going to bust open. Those that are here, that are past, will come up. Trust me, it's not going to go unnoticed. You will see this event. When the dead pop up out of those graves, the world's going to see it. So you're going to know that the rapture is happening. It's not the second coming. The rapture will be seen. The second coming, they will have no clue. So, be ready for the trip before it happens. But we can all see it taking place. All the events are there. Every country is getting ready to push the button. And they will push the button because I've seen them push it. You can believe that or not. Nothing I can do for you. But I'm telling you, they do push the button. And it's a horrific sight here in this country when it happens. And I've seen the aftermath of it. The Lord took me to it and let me see it through somebody else's eyes. And the aftermath is even worse. So be ready for the trip. Get on the boat, stay on the boat. Keep your eyes upon heaven. That's where we got to be right now, especially right now. Because this could be tomorrow. This could be the day after. We are in the final countdown. That's it. It could be any time now. The only thing we're waiting on right now is the last Gentile. And once that happens, the rapture happens. So, that's where we're at. Nothing else is holding it back. We don't have to be here for Gog and Magog. We don't have to be here for the Antichrist. We don't have to be here for the third temple. That stuff happens after we're gone. We don't see any of that. That's why I tell everybody not to worry about the Antichrist. We already know he's here. We don't need to know who he is. We just know he's here. But we don't have to worry about him. We'll be gone. That's why I don't care to even know who it is. Because we won't be here. No seals have been opened. They're not open until we are in the throne room getting our crowns, and then we hand our crowns back to Jesus because we don't deserve them. He deserves them. So we're present there. That's why John saw it. He saw nations speaking in all different tongues. That is us. We're in heaven when the seals are being opened. So we're not here. We're already in heaven. That's where everybody seems to have a hard time and screws this up somehow. But like I said, it's just a lack of knowledge and people that truly don't want to understand the Bible or even try to get to know the prophecies. I don't know what it is. God told me it was my laziness that prevented me from knowing it all them years. And it's true. I said, Lord, why don't I know all this stuff? He said, you're lazy. And you won't open it. I'm like, well, I don't understand it. He said, you've never asked me to explain it. So once I said, okay, that's it. I'm going to know this Bible, and I'm not going to stop. Once I made up my mind that nobody else was going to take me to where I wanted, don't need to be, I'm going to be responsible for myself. That's when I learned. I learned the prophecies. I learned to sync the cycles and everything else, everything that comes. Because like I said, everything of the 7-year tribulation is about the Jews. So you got to watch Israel to know when you're close. Well, we're seeing that unfold. And right now, everybody's like, well, rumors of wars and all that junk's been happening forever. Not with the weaponry that can destroy the world 13 times over. They kind of leave that little thing out. Yeah, before they had sticks and bows. And then they had missiles, but now they have weapons that can destroy a whole state. So yeah, wars and rumors of wars means a whole lot more today than it's ever have in its lifetime. Because now a country don't have to step foot on your soil to destroy you. It only takes that one person to open Pandora's box, and it will not be shut. They will all launch. And it's going to happen. You might not believe it's going to happen, but it will happen, because I've seen it happen. One of them pulls the trigger. Is it Russia? Is it China? I don't know. I have theories, but they're not of God. They're my own. But I know somebody pushes the button. And once that button is pushed, Pandora's box is open. And then everybody, it's just okay. Let's just lob them all. And it's pretty much what happens. People get stupid. But understand, the Antichrist has made his move. He knows what he's got to do. And he's making his move. Just knowing that he's here and he's already in power. We don't know who he is. Like I said, don't care. But to know he's here tells you we're at the end. Because he won't be revealed until we're out of here. Now, as soon as we're out of here, bam, there he is, right on the stage. And a lot of people that refuse to believe in the rapture, they're going to get their eye view of him. Because it won't be long. After we're gone, he will be revealed. The restrainer will be removed. And the world will fall into chaos like it has never done. Everybody's like, we're in the tribulation now. I'm like, you don't even know the tribulation. You have no clue. Honestly, your little mind cannot wrap around the tribulation. You think times are bad now? You can go to a store and get groceries and everything. God bless you, honey. God bless you that believe that. Because hell, a key will be opened, and hell will be opened to the earth, and those creatures will come out of hell and be on this earth. One of them, the size of a horse with a scorpion tail, will sting you, and it will be allowed to sting you for 5 months straight. And you can't die. And it literally means that, people. This is going to be a creature you've never laid eyes on. People will not even know. They have no clue what tribulation truly is and what the hell on this earth is going to be like. They have no clue. Imagine your worst nightmare and it being 1,000 times worse than that. Not being able to find water, not being able to find food, not being able to trust your own neighbors. It will be chaos on earth like it has never been. And then all of a sudden there'll be peace. Because one man will get everybody, and then he'll make his move. And then the great tribulation will happen. And the tribulation, the beginning of it will look nothing. It won't have nothing on the great tribulation. It will be people that, it's a nightmare that you just don't want to be here. At all. The tribulation and the great tribulation is hell on earth like you couldn't imagine. Even the best sci-fi movies could never give it credit of how bad it will be. The creatures that will be here, the demons that are no longer hidden, walking the earth, plain as day. Half the time the daylight don't even come up. It'll be dark. People, it's a nightmare that you just don't want to be in. So yeah, people's like, you shouldn't warn everybody. They should be proud to be in a tribulation. Yeah, good luck with that. Many will be saved in the tribulation. A lot of saints. Lots of saints. But if I can save any of those that are not having to go through that hell, I will do it. And so have you. And I appreciate every one of you working your hardest to try to wake people up as much as we can. Because we do not have much more time. Bottom line. The world is at war. And it's already begun. These people don't see it. They don't know it because they don't want to know it, because they're the type of people that puts their hands over their ears and they don't want to hear about it. But it's still going to get them. There's no way they can run from it. It's going to happen. The world is evil. And it's the whole world. It's just absolutely pure evil. Satan has taken over. And the world is falling apart. That's why Jesus is coming back. This is the end. The church, the apostasy of the church has already happened. The great falling away has already happened. Half the church don't even know the Word of God. And when the parts they do know, they butcher it and completely teach people the wrong things. And that's the apostasy of the church. It's all here. It's all right in front of you. All the signs are there. And when you finally wake up, you see them. But a lot of people are not waking up to it. They're completely and utterly asleep. They don't want to wake up because this world gives them too many pleasures they don't want to give up. That's why they don't want you raptured. You know, they think you're stupid for wanting to go to heaven. You know, you're supposed to stay down here and suffer like them because they hate themselves. They're miserable people. They want you to be miserable like they are. But you know, that's not us. We're a small little channel, but we understand our home is not here. And those who do understand that won't be here to face all that. Because we'll be home eating a big dinner And I want you all to come over and see all my trees, because I'm going to have a bunch of them in heaven. Bunch of them. Every fruit tree you could ever dream of, and some that I don't even know exist. So yeah, fun times ahead for us. We don't have to worry about that junk. We won't be here, because we know Jesus is the way. We believe in him no matter what anybody tells us. We know he's real, what he did on that cross. We know it. And we're ready to get out of here, because we called upon Jesus. We're his true believers. And that's why we're going home to paradise very, very soon. Thank every one of you for being here. Be a light in the darkness for those around you that are still asleep. There's many. I do believe that cloud over Damascus might be a major earthquake there. That might, if Damascus is left in the shadows of itself, that is definitely a sign in the Bible that it will be laid in ash. That could be enough to wake up most of the church that is asleep also on top of that, which would be great for us. That'll get more brothers and sisters awake.
You've got mail.
As you know, I can see, or you can hear, my email is always going. And I appreciate all the emails. If you don't know, email and everything's in the description box. And I appreciate all the news that you all provide for me, because a lot of times I'm too busy, and you all definitely make it so much easier, and I appreciate each and every one of you. All right, I think I'll wrap it up. I think I've bored you long enough on this evening. If you don't see or hear from me again, I'll see you in heaven.